Right, time now to get interactive, and Aisha will be helping us do exactly that. Welcome once again, Aisha.
Thank you, Israel. And you know how to join the conversation. It's on facebook.com/Joy News on TV. On Twitter, it's on Joy News on TV. And on WhatsApp, the number is 0560 Please remember not to call, but just send a message. Let's have a sweet conversation. Now, the IMF has projected that Ghana's economy will grow by 7.5% in 2017 as the Trinidad, among other oil fields, begin full production. I'm asking you, are you excited about this, and how will this affect your life?
It's a good news, but I don't think, it's a political talk. Mostly people come to power and tell you that they will make the economy very good, but at the end, it's the same news. Somebody comes and then tells you that, oh, the previous government didn't do it well. The economy is worse, is going worse, very worse, most worse, periodically worse, consistently worse. But if IMF is telling us that the economy is going to boost by 7.5%, for me, I don't know if economy change or not. It's still me. It's still me. I'm doing my hustling, and I have to pay taxi or truck driver to go somewhere. Or if I have my own car, what else? I have to buy petrol. It doesn't. What makes it important or so significant is maybe the price of things comes down. That is why I could say that the economy is relevant. It's helping us. But if nothing changes, things keep going up, then it doesn't have any impact on us.
I'm excited. I'm really, really excited that it will influence my life, because if the economy is increasing and prices of things will reduce, right? So if things reduce like that, it will help me so that my budgets will not increase. It will be at a normal level, which will not affect me more. Yeah, that's what I think about.
Good. I think when it's happening like that, my individual, when for instance, I'm going to buy something at first, this time things are very costly, right? So from next year going, if I'm going to buy something and the price is very low, I think it's going to help me.
The economy, as they talk about, it's not just about digging oil and then bringing out percentage from oil. After all, we have been digging oil since, yet we have a lot of problems, electricity. Well, these our thermal plants, most of them use crude oil, but what do we see? It's not about telling us that 7% increments boost the economy. What do? You can't just we spend cedis, and our institutions are taking dollars. Why can't you let them pay the dollars in cedis, in a cedis equivalent? These things helps also boost the economy.
All right, so we'll be bringing you what you've been saying on social media, but also the Accra Metropolitan Assembly has once again clamped down on street hawkers at the Circle Interchange. The hawkers returned few weeks after they were cleared off the streets, and you and I know that we've experienced this back and forth. You sack them, they come back. You sack them, they come back. Question, what do you make of this? Is it that Ghanaians have a bad attitude, or is it that the AMA lacks effective planning?
I think it's our attitudes as Ghanaian, because and it's also planning, because I think when they get a bigger place for them, I think they have a market, but the market is not that big. So I think if they get a bigger place for them to sell, we will all move there, and I hope they will move there. But it's still our attitude and planning, both counts.
I believe strong is our attitude, and then the money they get here, the sale they make per day is more than when they get to the market. So I believe strong the way the whole day will be busy. We don't have time to go to the market to buy. We normally buy when you close that, you buy from the roadside. So they are making it more than where you make more money. That's where you feel like going to sell.
See, here's a place of a business place, and before it can even sack somebody from here to some place going, at least you have to get a certain place for the person, so that they will be comfortable for you to get in daily bread. So that thing is not happening. The by all means come here and take their what they call daily activities, actually, which is not fine. But before Actually, now we have changed the government. So the only thing I can advise the incoming government is before you can even move, take any step, you're supposed to get a place for the, what they call the hackers or the traders, petty traders, for them to get their distance. That would be very important thing altogether.
So I may say, is this to economic issues? I believe they have something else doing, which would keep them from here. They will not come. But because there's nothing that they can do apart from coming here to work, and mostly to here are the people where most of the people passes here. So definitely, when you are here, you definitely sell, you make sales. So definitely, I believe it's not due to planning or something like that. It's economic issues. If there are work, a lot of people maybe will move out to go and do those works, but they have nothing to do. So definitely, they walk around to get something at least to eat or to manage. Market is like you plan to go and buy something. That's why you go to the market. When I plan, I draw my budgets. I want to go in, but that's why I go to the marketplace. But maybe whereby I'm just passing and I have something small on me and I see the thing, I say, oh, I need this thing. Fair enough, I'll buy it around. But if I plant, that's why I go to the marketplaces. But if I'm passing, sometimes maybe I went somewhere. Fortunately, I also happen to get something. So as I'm passing, I'll buy the thing.
No, it's not poor planning. It's the habit for them. If they're on the street, they like it and they sell. That's why they're on the streets. That's all.
All right, so some messages are coming on WhatsApp. We're bringing you all the other messages soon. St. Japheth from Nsawam, he says, more than excited because we had a change in government. The economy will boost again to one district, one factory project. Aisha, we are blessed. And that's from St. Japheth. This one says, Madam, Ghanaians have a bad attitude and they will push the blame on the government. And then she also talks about that means JM did a good job. Ghanaian will remember JM. All right, and this one is coming from who? You didn't add your name. Okay, it's from Paul. He says the Accra Metropolitan Assembly should have foresight because they always take tolls from these people and they must plan properly for the AMA. And this one is from who? All right, this one is from Abrewapa PK of Paga. It says it's just that the laws of Ghana are not enforced at all now because of politics. The security agencies cannot operate as they ought to. And it's from Abrewapa from Paga. Let me take this one from you. Okay, this one is from Richard K. Aqua from Obuasi. He says, with IMF, World Bank, and other influences from the white man, it's very clear that Ghana gained only partial political independence and not full-time economic independence. I pray that the new government will cancel all these deals the current government had with IMF. And it's from Richard Aqua from Obuasi. My tablet has slowed down a bit, so it takes some time for me to get the messages. Okay, Abbas from Tamale says, please, the media people like the Nasara coordinator, Kamal Dean from NPP and the national chairman of NDC, Kofi Pothofi, should not be given the platform to speak. Identify those who preach peace to address us. We want peace. And it's from Abbas from Tamale. Those are some of your comments. Let me take this one. All right, this one is coming from Bambakia Samet from Fumbisi. He says, I think it is the Ghanaians' attitude. The fact is that our rules and institutions are not working. Human beings don't just obey rules and regulations, except that there are serious consequences for breaking them. What punishment has ever meted out to those breaking the law? And it's coming from Bambakia Samet. Those are some of your comments. Mohammed from Bole says, I believe Nana can do it. And Akpene also sent us a message. Okay, he says we can only succeed if we change our attitude. All right, so finally, former Attorney General Martin Amido has described the NDC's defeat in the December polls as a vote against propaganda of state media. I'm sure you also had a reason for voting against any of the parties. So what did you vote against in the just ended elections?
For me, I would say I voted against bribery and corruption because it's like wherever you go, when you want to find a work, wherever you go, they tell you the work is there, but maybe pay this small amount for me to work things out for you to go faster. Example, I can say it's the embassies per se. You go to the embassies, you want to take a passport or something, you have to go through a whole lot of process, which is bribery, or you have to bribe this person, go here, go. They'll throw you up and down just because everybody needs some amount of money into his own pocket, and that is the reason why I voted against government.
I voted for peace because as a nation we need peace. You know, no matter who comes, if it is corruption, if it is anything diverse apart from peace. Peace is the only thing that makes a country move. If we are corrupted and even we are peaceful, it's okay.
So you voted for peace, but is there anything that you voted against because you probably didn't want it in the system? So you think that this particular political party is the right way to go because they wouldn't do that?
Sincerely, I voted. Actually, I also voted against bribery and corruption. Yeah, and you know, if still we have this bribery and corruption styles in this government right now, as my brother said, there are so many things going on in this country actually that if you don't pay bribe, if you don't corrupt someone in some aspect, there is no way you'll be favored to do some things. You get me? For instance, for some time now, there has been embargo on government works, but when you go to some of the workplaces and you seek for job, actually you'll be considered not even in the government system, but fine, you'll be accepted to work in there. You understand? And those who are the head at those places actually consider you and they give you something. And I voted against that. That's what I voted against, yeah.
Let me say something. Corruption is an institutional thing. It's like a whole school built. You can't just come and say that I want to kick out corruption. You need to bring everybody who is in that school, bring them out, bring fresh people. Because corruption is something that grows. It's like an infant that is growing from childhood. So if we can bring those people who are encouraging corruption, then we think we can definitely cut off corruption.
All right. And so those are some comments from the streets of Accra. Michael Ethel says, JM lost my vote the moment he showed Ghanaians that he's not going to implement his own commission of inquiry into Brazil 2014. This one says, I voted against the babies with sharp teeth. And it's coming from Atachre from Brekum. And this one is coming from Bambakia Samed. He says, I voted against vote buying. People attempted buying Ghanaians to vote for them, and I voted against that. I refused to be bought. This one from Joe in Navrongo. He said, I voted against corruption, especially in nursing institutions. And let's go to Abrewapa PK. She says, to be honest, I voted because I needed my party in power and also voted against guinea fowls flying into Burkina Faso. And Bintu from Tamale says, I voted against arrogance and corruption. Michael Joji from Koforidua says, I voted against corruption and incompetence. And this one is from Abdullah Kokum. He says, I voted against corrupt government. When you said bring teacher and nursing training allowances, they say no money. But where you made there, but if it's where you made, there is money. And so I voted against that. Olu from Yendi says, I voted to enjoy a change in government and to taste Nane's political ability. And let me see, from Gideon from Tamale says, majority of Ghanaians voted against corruption and economic hardships. There was an opportunity to overturn these difficulties Ghanaians faced, and that option was to opt for change in favor of the NPP and her ideologies. This one says, I voted against lies and insolence. You didn't add your name. And this one is from who? Let me see. It's from Abdullah again. Says, I voted against, okay, corrupt government. He said that already. This one from Ofori Boating says, I took NDC money but voted against them. and it's from Ofori Boateng. And this one says, I voted against Muntie 3. I voted for a strong economy. Okay, I voted strongly against economic hardship, doomsday, arrogance, high utility tariffs, corruption, and it's coming from Richard Aqua. All right, so let's check what's trending, our video of the day. So let me read a few of your messages while we get the video for you. It says, Aisha, never in the history of this great country have Ghanaians experienced such explicit bribery, corruption, and incompetence. And it's coming from Opomban from Tema. This one from Evans, he says, I voted against corruption and arrogance. From Sadiq in Tamale, he says, I voted for jobs. And this one from Robin, he says, I voted against a dead goat who undermined the plight of teachers. This one says, I voted against incompetence and voted for corruption, free and justice man. And it's from St. Japhet from Nsawan. Benjamin Kwating from Kumasi says, we voted against joblessness in Ghana and disrespect and loose talk. All right. And this one, he didn't add his name. He says, I voted against the insult from NDC gurus to our president-elect. Those are some of your comments. This one from a free from Brazil. He says, I voted against the Baz branding guys. All right. Israel, do we have some messages on Facebook?
You read an earlier message. It was offer, actually, where one guy said he voted against Joy News. And I was wondering, okay. Was Joy News on the ballot paper?
Imagine, interesting.
And if anything at all, I can imagine people would actually vote for us. I think people wish we were on the ballot box, so
Definitely.
they could vote Joy News for our election.
We would have been winners. All right. Okay. Do we have anything on Facebook? If not, all right. And so
we won't be able to pull up anything from Facebook.
Atiragdon from Boko, he says, I voted against Guantanamo Bay detainees. Okay, it's from Kawawa from Boko. And this one says, I voted again for Mahama because I completed nursing training without employ. Okay, I'm sure you wanted to say against. Okay, and this one says, arrogance is what I voted against. You didn't add your name. Nanado will disappoint Ghanaians very soon, and it's from Malam Hadi. Malam Hadi is sending us that message. Olu says, I also voted for life to be good for me and Aisha together with Gifty and interesting. All right, so let's check our trending video for this evening.
He must be a very, very happy doctor.
Work and happiness.
Oh yeah.
All right.
And he can dance too. I think he's got some skills. I can imagine him watching himself on TV right now and thinking, okay, I didn't actually record the video hoping that would end up here. It was obvious he recorded it because he had put the phone at a point where he could
watch
dance
himself
and
later. Yeah. And of course, he did some good steps.
Oh, yeah, he has some good moves.
That's wonderful. Work and happiness. I mean, we do it all the time. All right, that's where we drop the curtains on Joy News Interactive. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Join me same time tomorrow for another edition. Take care.
And my name is Israel. Thank you very much for watching. And